Hey, Frankie Valley, he gets the people going.
That's just too many points.
I was like, hey, Gabe, how's it going? I love your work.
Dudes on the Mall is the podcast to listen to.
And this week on Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives, first we go to a local food stop in Manhattan, Kansas. Second, we take a stop at wherever Josh is right now. And third, we go back to the AccuSure Bounce House for some food on Saturday. How we doing, guys?
Well, I was doing good till we lost.
Yeah, better than Brandon after having that bean dip, probably.
No. The bean dip was phenomenal. I had zero issues from any of the food I ate this past weekend.
They looked
Not
vile.
hard to believe, but
It looked so vile, like it was terrible.
Hey, just because it looks bad doesn't mean it's not good. Just we'll get to it. But first episode this year where we are not all together, coming to you from Zoom this week. Josh, where in the country are you at today?
I am currently in Washington, D.C.
Nice.
Yeah, so I heard the government was shutting down, so I had to come do some business here and figure out what the hell's going on.
I'm glad that you were the one that is saving everyone.
glad you're on top of that.
Hey, right here, gentlemen. I'm here. Sir.
Well, for the third year in a row, UCF dropping their fourth game of the season and dropping to 3-1 on the year with another tough test coming up this week. But I think of each of the losses, this one, I won't say the least frustrating, but I think there was still some positives to take out of it. So we'll dive into a game recap today. I'll do a quick review of Manhattan, then we'll move on to some stuff for this week. Do you want to start with the game recap, or we start with Manhattan?
Depends. You want to get the bad news out of the way first, or the good news out of the way first?
What's the bad news?
Well, the bad news is just the game, yeah.
Yeah, we'll start with that. 34-20 loss to Kansas State. Go through the stats and game notes here really quick. Honestly, the main keys to the game, third down, we were 3 of 13 on third down. K-State wasn't much better. They were 6 of 14. Alex Grinch had the defense doing what they needed to do. Other area that kind of killed us was turnovers. We had 3 to their 1. They did throw that one pick early. But having a fumble by Jakari going towards the red zone on that fourth down and the 2 interceptions are definitely not going to get it done. Also having to play shuffle quarterback with going back and forth on 2 injuries, not going to be ideal either. Taven was 12 of 24 for a buck 15 and a pick. And Jakari was 1 of 2 for 82 yards. That 182-yard catch was electric. It was great. But really got torched on defense by Avery Johnson and his rushing. 12 carries for 75 yards, just really couldn't find a way to contain him. We did get off the field multiple times in key situations, but offense was just kind of stagnant. And I think everything that we were going against with the quarterback issues and all that just was not going our way. And then again, at the end of the game, some costly penalties that where we had chances to get back in it. And honestly, we should have been back in it with a 1-score game. Penalties, not our friend there. So tough loss. I think if you look back at that game, it's definitely one that you're like, we could definitely win if we played them again. But we're on to Kansas now this week, who's got a way more high-powered offense.
Gulp.
Sure. Gulp.
I do have some game notes. I don't know if Justin, you want to hit yours, or if I want me to hit mine real quick.
Doesn't matter. Up to you. You want me to go?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'll be quick. Not a lot. I mean, there is a lot to unpack here, obviously, but after a loss, I always don't want to. But yeah, I mean, you kind of hit the nail on the head. The defense was doing their job, especially like at the beginning of the game when before Taven went out. We had, our motto for years has been bend don't break, and we were just doing exactly that. And our first offensive drive, I think we were just having like a lot of conservative play calling, and we were okay like leaning on the defense a little bit and kind of playing this like field position battle. But then, obviously Taven goes down. The offense literally can't do anything when Jakari comes into the game. And when you look at the stats, I think at halftime, the time of possession split was 20-10 for them. And when the defense is on the field for 20 minutes of the first half, they're going to be gassed. That is a big factor to why Avery Johnson was able to just run all over the defense because they couldn't keep up. They're so tired, which ultimately led to us being down, 17-7 at half. And then after that, not sure if Taven's coming back or not. Jakari gets to start for the second half. Then Taven comes back. He's probably playing hurt. I mean, I think it was like an AC injury, which is what Frost said or whatever. So, all in all, like the defense played well, but they got tired, and that was the big story of it. And then offense, just a couple of big plays. We didn't have many plays on their side of the field. Like both our touchdowns came from, what was it, over 50 some odd yards, right?
Yep.
I mean, the one was it DJ Black? Yeah, DJ Black was like 80. It was like our longest
82.
passing play in a long time. And then obviously Jaden, who's doing it again and needs to keep getting touches in the offense. He's just the spark plug that we need. And it looked like we kind of got back into a rhythm when Taven got back in the game, but at that point we were scrambling. We had to try to be aggressive and win the game, and that's not what we wanted to do from the beginning. So it's like the whole game script kind of went out the window. So yeah, I mean, it just obviously didn't go according to plan. Like you said, I think if we played this game again and tides turn a little differently, Taven doesn't get hurt, I think we win this game probably 7 times out of 10. So which is a bright spot going forward. I think, if Taven's healthy, clean things up and we'll be good. But I think the biggest thing I learned on Saturday is that Taven is very important to this offense. Because that offense can't move with Jakari in. I'm assuming you can't move without Cam in. So yeah, Taven needs to be playing going forward. But and then do we want to touch on the refs, or do we
Yeah,
want to
before
leave that?
part of the game.
What is a holding call?
Well, yeah, no, holding doesn't exist. The
I've
whole
never heard of
time. I'm screaming. I'm watching the game at my sister's with my mom and her fiance, and the whole time it was like every snap I was screaming for a hold. And normally I yell at refs, whatever, but like these were blatant. The one on on Horace. I can't remember if they scored on that play or not, but he split the seam perfectly, and he's just getting held back, arms up in the air, nothing. I think they finally called one at the end of the game, but it's like, I don't know. They were just blind, just not even looking.
To be fair, it wasn't the reason we lost the game, but it sure as hell did not happen.
Sure, didn't know. No.
No, I mean, that if you think about it, there was at least, I would want to definitive, 100% in my whole heart of hearts, I believe that it's a holding call at least 4 times. That's 40 yards right there. That's 40 yards of,
and those are drive killers too.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. They might have taken a touchdown, maybe 2 off the board, and then it's not as big of a deficit that we have to overcome, and we're playing a little bit less aggressive in the second half. I mean, I'm not saying it's why we lost the game, but it changes the game drastically when you're not making those calls.
Definitely. And I love what Scott said in his presser afterwards is if I would have understood how this game was going to be officiated, my offense would have done something a little bit different.
Right.
Which is just kind of like that backhanded, hey, recognizing that it was shit, but while also, maintaining the respect. And I think that's just part of the culture that Scott Frost. And another big thing too, you touched on it with, Taven and Jakari having, the AC injuries. The fact that we know that people are hurt is insane to me now. It feels so foreign. It feels like I have never heard of an injury, having I don't know if you guys saw it on Twitter before the game, a couple of days before, but we're starting to have injury reports where we're now actually reporting who's going to be questionable, who's going to
be required by the Big 12 this year.
That's just crazy.
Awesome.
And I feel like in a Malzahn era, I feel like injury reports are required by the Big 12. I feel like he would have held some shit back. I feel like there's some stuff that he would have kept behind the scenes.
He would have put the entire team as questionable.
Yeah.
Just so nobody knows.
Might as well just put a Q next to the logo.
Yeah.
But
literally.
All in all, I think those are the positives to take out of it is that, the culture shift is real. and that's not the reason why we lost the game.
And we didn't stop fighting either, which I think is a big bright spot. Like they played the whole game.
Right. And I do have to give props to Taven. I mean, the grit he showed to just play like he could have easily sat out the rest of this game. It was a loss. Like when he came back in the game, it was long shot odds for us to even get back into it.
He made it a game.
He made it a game. When he got hurt, like the way he walked off the field, pads off, towel over his head, crying. I mean, I thought his season was over. I thought it was collarbone. I thought this is Dylan Gabriel 2.0 season over. So like when I saw him on the sideline warming up, I was like, "There's no way." So
Hey,
props to him.
That's starting Browns quarterback Dylan Gabriel to you.
You're right. You're right.
Browns are gonna win this week now.
Also, Brandon, I didn't miss you. I saw you doing a little play clock. You wanna touch on that real quick?
Yeah, for people who didn't know, when you set the ball and the ref goes out and they wind their arm and they're giving the good old "let's go" giddy up to start the play clock at a fresh 25 seconds. It's just appreciated on every play. If you forget to do it, a lot of times that's one of those things where you can just tap on your mic, please reset the play clock, or you just gotta stand there and raise the roof a little bit. But I mean, when you're spotting the ball and the play clock's already at 15 and you're in the huddle, it just seems a little off to me, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, and I agree with you, but and they were kind of forcing Scott's hand, but you gotta call the timeouts there and not take.
Yeah, no, he does need to call the timeouts, but I'm just saying it'd just be nice to see some, a full 25.
No, I hear you. It just sucked. I think at the end of the day, you have to realize that the refs were awful already, and that they've been missing calls all day. So something even more like a holding call is right in front of you. The play clock is something that if you're already a bad ref, you're not really going to be thinking about that as much. So I don't know, not taking the timeout and then taking the delay game and then settling for a field goal, just that it was over right then and there. So yeah, I don't know. Tough one.
Well, I'll hit my game notes real quick. Before the national anthem, they do the Pledge of Allegiance at Manhattan, Kansas. And then after the Pledge of Allegiance, they read the preamble to the Constitution. And then we go into the national anthem. So we get a full U.S. history breakdown before the game even kicks off. What are my other game notes here? Flyover, way too early. Flyover came over when the anthem still probably had about 20 seconds left. Other game note, they kept showing highlights from the last time we played there. I don't remember what year it was. I said in 2010. Godfrey was on the team at the time, the last time we played there. But they just kept showing highlights from that game about 15-ish years ago. There. Other game note, there's a new wheat variety named after Bill Snyder. It was Agriculture Day, so Bill Snyder has his own wheat. I remember they said it's a resilient wheat, so they wanted to name it after him. Other game note, K-State fans clapped when we scored and also did not boo us when we ran out of the tunnel. Air it out, Scott, stop being cute, and Zombie Nation to start the third quarter. Those my game notes.
You thought the DJ was on our side.
I almost texted you guys, said, hey, they don't know. And they played it start the third quarter. We got the ball coming out. Our team was into it too. They were jumping they were we know what this is, but yeah, that was my game notes.
Nice.
Sounds like there's a bunch of nice people in the Midwest.
I'll tell you what, I didn't have one singular person. Actually, I only had one person that actually tried to talk smack, and it was the parking attendant. When we pulled up to go park, and it was $30 cash only, no card. We were definitely back in 1800s America.
Parking cars?
No, cash only. Dude's got a fat stack of cash, does not take card. He goes, I go, how much? He goes, $30, but $40 for UFC fans. I said, brother, you got to say it right first. That is the only person that even attempted to say anything.
I want to hit him with a jab. Be like, oh, UFC fans, really?
I just said you got to say it right first. But other than that, not one singular person. And when we went out after, I wore my UCF stuff still. No one talked. No one chirped. No one made a comment. No one. All I got was a welcome to Kansas.
So here's a question
People
for you.
people are calling it the Boise of the Midwest.
Well,
No,
that's
it
what I
was
was about to ask. Was it like Boise level where they would go out of their way to say, "Hey, you're thanks for being here. You're awesome. We love having you around," being super nice, or was it just kind of like they it was nothing, like they just didn't
it
even.
was like nothing. Like there was a small handful of people. It was like two people that said, "Hey." One guy literally stopped me. He tapped me. Goes, "Hey." I thought, "Oh, here we go." He goes, "Welcome to Kansas." I was like, "Oh, thank you. I appreciate it."
There's a spectrum now, gentlemen. Okay, on one end of the spectrum, we've got Boise State, the most hospitable, most amazing fans we have in college football. On the other end of the spectrum, we've got Louisville,
Louisville. Yeah.
dumb, absolute dumb. So you're saying that Kansas State will fall right in the middle?
I wouldn't say it's right in
No.
the middle just because
Yeah.
I didn't have a bad experience. I would put it on the upper third just in terms of
Gotcha.
like nothing went wrong. Like I didn't feel unsafe. Like in our seats, no one talked to us. Like it's all families around us. You know at Boise, like the people around us were talking to us and whatever. Like no one said a word. Like we were sitting there and I talked to the guy that was sitting next to us. He left after the first quarter and went and stood in the shade. It was his first game that he'd ever been to with his son. He wasn't even a K State fan, but he was there for K State. But other than that, like people around us weren't talking to us. There was nothing. Like everyone was having a great time. Everyone's being very polite. No cussing, no yelling. Like I didn't even feel like I went to a football game. When the day that they play in Orlando and their fans come to a game, they are going to be in for a culture shock. The video board graphics look like for them they're from the 1980s. They don't play any music that's from created after the year 2000. I don't think there was one rap song played at the entire game. Like "Hot to Go" was the most amped song they played, I think. Okay, that was made after 2000, but like that's the level we're on here.
I was going to say that was like last year.
Yeah, that okay,
Yeah.
that'll be my caveat. That's the only like current song they played.
Oh man.
I can't even think like when they did like the songs like vote for fan song to pick, it was like an Alan Jackson song. It was like the Bee Gees and something else.
I need to go find a podcast of like who comes here often, like a Houston or somebody that we don't play that often actually. I don't know, just anybody that we don't play that often that like just came to Orlando, and I just want to hear them talk about their experience in Orlando
BYU.
because it's wildly different than what you're describing right now.
BYU, that's aggressive. I mean, that's like a way far end of the, shock, we'll call it.
But no, I would go back. We had a lot of fun. Campus is beautiful. Yeah, it was a good time.
Nice.
It was good. How was the food?
Oh, all right. Breakfast pizza. Don't know what the sauce was. Got it from a gas station, covered with chorizo, cheese, and jalapenos. Absolute gas. Even had stuffed crust.
Stomach is bubbling already.
Because it was a lot, and I normally don't eat breakfast, and it was 11 a.m. kick, so we got to the stadium. I was still full. We had the well, we went to get a Caesar wrap. Caesar wrap was sold out, so we didn't get a Caesar wrap. Got a buffalo Caesar wrap. It was pretty mid.
Oh, you did get it.
Did get it. It was pretty
Okay.
mid. Not gonna lie.
Was I correct in assuming that the buffalo sauce overtakes the Caesar and you don't even know?
No, the issue with this one was I don't know what kind of tortilla it was, but it was definitely a Midwest tortilla. It was like thin and flaky and kind of dry. And the chicken and there just wasn't enough sauce. Like it was pretty dry. That being said, I did see the nachos, didn't get them because I wasn't hungry enough, but they looked really good. I think it was just a wrong item pick. I think there was some better options.
That's sad to hear because we were so hyped up
We're
about
so
all the
amped,
concession options.
Yeah. Other thing too that was odd, if you want to get like a beer, you have to go into what I'll call the corral. It's on the main concourse, and it's like you have to go in, get wristbanded. You can buy one in there, but you can't leave that space with it. So, like it's just like a standing area without a field view, and people were hanging out there. And then kind of talk about the food post game. Went and got the bean dip and a burger that had, I don't even remember what was on at this point, like a poblano pepper and some sort of sauce. It was really good. And the Nancy, which is It was like the drink to get there. It's literally just a half Bush Light and half pineapple juice. It was fine. Tasted like pineapple juice.
Wait, what? Wait.
Yeah.
Back up. What? Bush Light and
Bush Light
pineapple
and
juice?
pineapple juice.
Yep. So
It's
it's
like
it's
the
a half and half.
entire. It's like the entire city of Manhattan just went out and tried to find everything that had never been put together before, and was like, "Here we go."
And they have different flavors of it too. Like you can get different flavored pineapple juices. Just got the regular one to try.
What are we doing?
That's like the staple there, I guess. On Tuesdays they're $2. It was only $4. I remember that stuck with me. It's only $4.
Yeah, because you
and
got
then
half a beer.
and pineapple juice, cleaning out your insides, I guess.
You paid $4 for half a beer.
And then that I will hang my hat on the bean dip. It was absolutely phenomenal. And it, like the raspberry jam that got mixed in there and that cheese, I could eat that all day.
Can't get on board with
You
that.
sent
I'm
that
sorry.
picture. You
No,
said-
it didn't look good, but
I don't know about that one, Chief.
chef's kiss.
You know what? I will take your word for it. How about that?
One day when we are all in Manhattan, we are all going, and everyone's going to try it, and you're all going to be like, "Wow, this was really good."
And you know what? At that point, I will put the hand up if I have to. But that's not something that I would just go out of my way to order.
Absolutely not.
I'm gonna try and find a recipe for it if I can make it. I'm gonna make it for everyone to try, but I gotta find a recipe.
We
Go
even
to
have
Tailgaters.
wait. We need to have a live tasting on the pod.
Oh God.
Well, that's overall though. That's my my trip review. It was fun. Definitely would go back.
Nice.
Cool.
All right.
Dude of the week.
You
Well,
want
we got-
Kansas first.
Oh,
or you
the
we
want
got game first. Sorry, I'm not gonna be there. I forgot we even have a game.
Boo.
Ooh.
Well, hey, maybe we'll get a hurricane. It'll get rescheduled.
That's
I mean, honestly, with the way the forecast looks, you might make kickoff.
It's very possible. Honestly, if but my best friend would be if the game gets delayed,
Yeah, to like a Boise and just gets delayed.
like a
till
Boise, and then
10 p.m.
yeah, one where they like don't check your tickets to come back in the
Yeah.
stadium, and everyone just
You're there
walks
for
in.
the whole game.
Real quick game preview: UCF Kansas, 7:30 ESPN 2 on Saturday. Kansas coming in at 3-2, UCF at 3-1. Kansas off a tough loss to Cincy. Kansas offense pretty potent. They can put some points up. Honestly, big thing this week is just gonna be clock management and getting the defense key to the game. This past week, defense couldn't get off the field. They were out there a long time. Offense needs to sustain some drives, and we need to lock down the run. We gave up too much running this past week. Kansas's quarterback is mobile, and without even a shot at splitting the time of possession, no shot we win this game on Saturday. We have to control the clock, and we need to take care of the ball. Just get back to the basics. I think we've cleaned up the penalties. But it's gonna be a grind them out game for sure if we want to win this on Saturday.
So yeah, this is gonna be the biggest test for the defense. This is where we're gonna find out what this defense actually is, because I feel like, first 3 games, we had pretty trash offenses that we were taking care of. K-State was a little bit better, but still not the best in the conference. Kansas is one of the best offenses in the conference. Jalen Daniels can sling the ball, he can run the ball. So they're gonna be moving fast, and we'll see how the defense holds up against that. But if they do, I might be throwing my next paycheck towards Alex Grinch's contract. But that's all.
If this game is anything like, so obviously best case scenario is a win. We would love a win. But if we look like how we played against Kansas State and we lose in a very similar but maybe slightly improved fashion, I think I'm okay with it. Because to your point, Justin, we'll be able, this is the true test to see if our defense is actually, if we are who we say we are. But the key is going to be to get that offense going. And we, as right now, I think Jakari is the only one who's like truly questionable as if he's going to be available or not. So I think Taven's going to be back in the game with maybe Cam backing him up if things go south. So that's huge. Essentially, that's going to be big to provide a spark to that offense. So yeah, I mean, if we can hold our own and we can just, like Brandon, you said, control the clock, make sure our defense doesn't get gassed because they were exhausted this past Saturday. I think we got a shot at least looking decent and putting up a respectable fight.
And it's gonna be raining, and we're playing at night.
We don't lose in the rain.
We don't lose in the rain.
I do have a request. If one of you could take a video of the Bounce House After Dark video for me, that would be much appreciated. I keep trying to find it somewhere because I keep trying to describe it to people. I genuinely think it is one of the best videos that we have ever made.
No, it absolutely is. Yeah.
What a
I
hundred.
will try my best to do that for you. I will probably be caught up in the moment.
That's fine. I'm
but I
sure
will
you'll be
try.
screaming in the back, play the video.
Yeah.
Justin's gonna have a single tear going down.
It's rolling down my eye. It's so beautiful.
If someone could get a video of that, lights up, lights down, Stan, and the fourth quarter video, would love it.
Oh, it's not staying anymore.
Well, that it's going to stay as that until that's what I'm going to refer to it as. I'm still salty about that.
Fair enough.
I would argue that Twilight Zone video is number 2 on my all-time favorite list, because my all-time favorite video is the intro video from
With
2000.
Mackenzie
2018.
Milton. No, I know exactly what you're talking. Yeah.
Kenzie
Yep.
Milton
Yeah.
narrating
Yeah.
cinema. Absolutely.
Absolute cinema.
Dude of the week.
Dude of the week.
Dude of the week.
Hey, congratulations, Brandon.
Hey, congrats. I
We're
just want you to
figuring it
know
out.
that Ryan Schaefer texted me on the side, and he said it is a crime that Whit Weeks didn't win Dude of the Week. But
Also, we did get some lava hate. That lava was not just unanimous Dude of the week.
from Timmy
He was
Harrison.
on already.
he was the unanimous Dude of the Week.
Yeah, he was.
It's the ultimate honor, if you ask me.
Yeah, that's true. So am I going first since I won this past week?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got it.
Yeah.
So I had one that I was going to go with because this guy just embodied everything that is a dude. And then this just kind of fell into my lap. It's actually this morning. It happened a little while ago, but I don't think anyone here has seen this or know about this absolute dude move. So I'm pivoting, and if you guys don't take mine, it'll be my honorable mention. So my dude of the week comes from Penn State. Should I screen share? Am I able to screen share?
Sure.
I mean, you can.
Let's see.
Only the YouTubers will see this one.
Only the host can share. Okay, can't share. So my dude of the week comes from Penn State. Couple of games ago, they were at home. They've been at home basically the whole season. And this guy looks like he went to the game. He had a great time tailgating, obviously, and he was just sitting on the side of the sidewalk. Guy sitting on the side of the sidewalk, hunched over, full on just, hey, I need to get home. Well, if you look closer, this man is sitting on the side of the sidewalk, head bent over, with a solid stream coming straight off the side of his leg without hitting himself, peeing into the road without dropping anything. And it's coming out the side of his pants leg. He said, how can I go to the bathroom and not get caught? I just don't pull my pants down and I don't let it run down my leg. And in the picture, you can clearly see this solid stream running down, up, and into the road. So my dude of the week is the Penn State fan who pissed himself without pissing himself. And this is the second time that I've taken someone like this. If you go back to last year, one of my dudes of the week was the guy that pissed when he was in the stadium just standing at the bar top.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that's hilarious, dude. I've checked a lot of tire pressures in my day, but that's a whole new level.
I'm gonna screenshot this and I'll send it to you guys in the chat so you can see.
That's so funny.
Dude, I don't know what it is, dude, but there's always something funny about a guy just pissing in a random spot.
Well,
Absolutely. They're like, it's
I
like
think
farts, bro. It's always funny.
I think that the form and arc on here is actually crazy. Hashtag love.
That is insane. That is so much better than I thought it was gonna be. Are you sure that wasn't from this weekend? He's wearing. I mean,
No, it was from the beginning of the football season,
Okay,
but it's
okay,
just
okay.
now making it its rounds.
that is
Yeah.
crazy. Okay,
Dude of the week.
love it. All right, you want me to go, Josh, or you got it?
I'll go. So, football season is upon us, gentlemen. With that, we have college football, but then on the other side, once Saturday's done, we have Sundays, NFL Sundays. Obviously, there's been some controversy, this NFL season with the whole ads and red zone thing and the new kickoff rules and all that. But there are some people or some players who just are the embodiment of truth tellers. My dude of the week this week is a man by the name of Cam Ward. And the reason why Cam Ward is my dude of the week is because right now, the number one draft pick, Tennessee Titans quarterback, Titans are 0-4. And in his press conference after his loss this week, he was really honest with the media and he was really open and transparent. The exact quote I have here is, "I'm going to keep it a buck with you. We ass." And if that just doesn't, light a fire under you and say, you know what, this is a guy I can get behind. He recognizes ass when, ass is present. I don't know what else does. So, dude of the week, Cam Ward, I'm going to keep it a buck with you. We ass.
Listen, that's accountability. That's leadership. That is a hand up accountability.
I'd love to see it.
That's awesome. All right. So for my dude of the week, I think it's a first for us. I'm actually going to have a continuation of my dude of the week from last week. But last week I said, I could take both Lane Kiffin and Whit Weeks, but I took Whit Weeks. This week I'm going to take Lane Kiffin. And the reason that I'm going to take him, I don't know if you guys saw this or not, but obviously they put belt to ass against LSU on Saturday. But did you guys see what happened to Whit Weeks in the first quarter?
Mm-hmm.
Violently throwing up. Like
that was a lot of water.
Violently throwing up.
Dude, he caught his mouth guard.
Yeah. And here's the thing, is like, if you're throwing up like that, I have the timestamp. It was at 6:18 remaining in the first quarter. That is 9 minutes into the game, and he plays one side of the ball. So, like, we'll say max he was on the field for 4 minutes. He's a D1 athlete. Okay, there's no way he was gassed enough to be throwing up. I think Lane was in his head. He was nervous, or Landry maybe slipped him something before the game. I don't know, but either way, Lane Kiffin is going to be my dude of the week for coming out on top in that matchup after all the news last week and just taking belt to ass to LSU and making Whit Weeks so nervous he threw up all over himself.
Dude, that vomit was
so much. Oh man.
My honorable mention, no one took it. Y'all saw what happened at the Pitt and Louisville game.
That's
the
my
ball
honorable
boy.
mention too. Yeah.
my honorable mention was going to be the Louisville ball boy for getting the ball back.
Yeah.
Yep. Had it 100%. I had one more. Hold on. Let me find it.
I have an honorable. Cam Young.
That was my other one.
The Ryder Cup team is a dog.
Dude, the only one worth a damn on that team.
Dude, what a just embarrassing performance all around. Big charge on Sunday, but shouldn't have happened. Shouldn't have been needed. Ridiculous. But Cam Young, it's a dog.
100%. And then the only other one that I had was, did you guys see, I forget who he was a fan of. Crap, I don't have the exact tweet on here, but there was a guy and he was like, if my team loses, this Saturday, I will drink however many likes this post has in beers. And all week he's been keeping count of how many beers he had. And every single time, like this one is beer counter 12, 24,990 left to go.
So. Solid week for dude of the week this week.
Very solid week. That's gonna be a tough one.
Before we go to picks, I do got to throw it out there because I know I'm going to get a question about it. We discussed this with Russ the other day. UCLA lost to Northwestern this week. They're going 0-12, and man, they lose to Northwestern this past weekend. So that's
Sorry.
tough. I don't know
Sorry,
where they're going
Russ.
to find a win. And also, Jacob, Indiana still a wagon. Iowa under is back.
We'll get to that later.
Mhm.
On the picks.
Yeah.
Well,
Can I go first and just get mine out of the way real quick?
go for it.
Okay, so last week I had one of the best weeks ever and went 9-2, and then I immediately turned around and went 2-9. So just all around bad week for me, not good. We're gonna, I'm gonna get the winners out of the way first because there were only two of them. We got Rutgers plus 5.5 against Minnesota. Good. I think they won outright if I'm remembering correctly, but I don't remember. I don't know. It's been so long. We're recording late this week. I'm all out of whack. And then the last one, Memphis minus 13.5 against FAU. That was a backdoor cover, but I needed that drastically. So thank you. Shout out to Memphis. The losers, real quick. TCU Arizona State over 55.5. Kansas minus 4.5 against Cincy lost outright. USC minus 6.5 against Illinois lost outright. Ole Miss LSU over 54.5. Lane lied to us. That's all.
Lane lied.
Maybe he shouldn't be my dude of the week. Anyways, Auburn A&M over 52.5. I think they scored 26 if I'm remembering correctly. Old Dominion minus 16.5. App State plus 16.5. That was not enough points. They did not do it for Coach Clark, and they got demolished. And then Georgia minus 3 lost outright, and BYU minus 6.5 beat Colorado by 3. So who's next?
I'll do mine real quick. Well, actually, I went. Oh no, I was going to say I went 7-3 last week. I was 6-4. Then follow that up with 3-7. So I think it seems to be a theme here. We're gonna hit the losers real fast. FSU minus 7, Virginia didn't even win. Indiana minus 7.5, Iowa. I would have been so mad if I had 5.5 when this game originally got down to it with the safety they took at the end, but it's okay. Still lost that one. LSU over. Nope. Auburn and A&M just forgot how to play offense. No over there. UConn and Buffalo. I don't even remember what the score was, but they didn't hit the over either. Also, Eastern Michigan and Central Michigan. No over there. No dice. And Air Force did not cover against Hawaii. I believe Hawaii won that game outright. Winners, Kansas and Cincy over 55.5. Way too easy. Best pick I've made all year. Bama plus 3 against Georgia. Georgia fans, I love hearing the video of the third down thing. And Louisiana Tech minus 4 against UTEP. Easy cover there. Season total 15-32.
Alrighty. Well, for context here, so my computer for some reason wouldn't connect to the internet that I'm in the hotel at, so I'm on my phone to record Zoom. I didn't really want to go through phone to dig through my picks, so I wrote everything down on an envelope that I found in my backpack. So
Pilgrim.
go through the old school way. I went 3-6 last week. What an absolute miserable week to be one Josh Kristen, because the PP also died on Friday, which was horrendous. But anyway, let's talk about some winners first, and then we'll get into the losers. Ole Miss minus 1.5. I didn't believe the overhype. I just thought that they would win at least by 2, and they did, so that was nice. Ohio State covered. I had them minus 8.5. Then Mississippi State plus 7.5. Even though they did not win, they did lose by a touchdown. That half point was crucial there. So that was a winner there for my 3 winners. Let's talk some losers here. FSU, dead to me, terrible. Dookie trash. Crazy field storm, I will say, after the incomplete pass there at the end. Syracuse plus 5.5, officially dead to me, especially after the news that came through this week with some injuries of Mr. Angeli. Vandy minus 22.5. They won by 20. I'm so upset. That sucks so bad. That 2.5 points was just really critical there. Now, here's one that I don't count as a loss. It is a loss, but it's not a loss. the Iowa over. So if you guys remember, 2 weeks ago I took the Iowa under, or actually 2 weeks ago and 3 weeks ago I took the Iowa under. It didn't hit. The over hit. Then I said this past week, all right, so I'm going to take the over. If the over hits, that means, or if the over hits, that means good. I can go back to betting unders because obviously we're going to go back to unders next week. Or if the under hit, then I knew, okay, unders are back just a week early. I can just bet on unders moving forward. It was a win-win either way. I was going to jinx something. So not a loss. A loss, but not a loss. We're okay.
The mind of a gambler is awesome.
We are such sick individuals. But anyway,
Sickos.
A&M minus 6.5, just not getting the job done there. And then Georgia minus 3. Also, well, I can't have everybody dead to me, but not a good look there. So 3 and 6. I don't even know what my season total is. Like, it got worse, I can tell you that. Not a good week. Not a good showing for the dudes here.
No, real bad. What did we do? 9 and 21 or something?
8
and 21.
We only had 8 and 21.
Oh God.
You know what's crazy is
So
before I
bad.
left Friday night, I put my normal plays in, and I'm not joking. On the Hard Rock, went 0 and 10.
Crazy.
Fade.
Fade us.
New week. It's a new week.
New week.
Josh, you want to go first?
Sure, I'll go first. All righty. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plays, all of them which I am not sure about. I kind of just at this point it's sad. But
Throw it at the wall. See if it sticks.
just see if it sticks, and if it doesn't, well, I got a bunch of holes in my freaking wall now. But so 7 plays, then also another 4-leg perfect parlay, which does have a theme, and I'll explain that here in a little bit. It's a very similar theme to what we had earlier this year. But first one I've got, I debated long and hard about this one. And I think I'm going to err on the side of trends. Okay. I've got UNC plus 14 over Clemson.
Ooh.
Here's the reason. UNC was on a bye this past week. Clemson is ass. Therefore, UNC is going to cover 14 points.
Is Clemson on by?
Was Clemson on bye?
I think Clemson was
think
on
they
by,
were.
yes. but can I say something in Josh's defense too? I strongly looked at this line. I didn't take it because UNC is dookie trash. But Gio Lopez is out, and their backup quarterback is so much better than him.
Exactly. To take a word from one of my fellow co-hosts, it just makes sense. Okay. I've got Iowa State plus 1.5 against Cincy.
Good pick.
They could win outright. They're going to beat the shit out.
They're gonna win outright.
This one is my favorite pick of the week. This is my absolute favorite one. Not from the fact that it might win, but from the fact that I'm able to take this pick in this game. I'm taking Vanderbilt plus 10.5 against Alabama.
Good pick.
Yeah. The fact that we have college game day for a Vanderbilt game in Tuscaloosa is ridiculous.
This is purely a vibes pick.
You're gonna get smoked.
Yeah.
But the fact that this is a possibility and that the line's only 10.5, I'm taking it. So 10.5 against Alabama. I've got Texas minus 6.5 against Florida. Florida is dookie trash. Arch Manning is dookie trash, but I still think Arch Manning can win by a touchdown. 6.5 is really important there. Any higher than that, I'm not touching this line. I've got Texas Tech minus 10.5 against Houston. Texas Tech's a wagon. I learned that a couple weeks ago when I tried to fade them.
What did you get him at?
10.5.
I got him at 8.5.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
So I've got him at
Big move.
That's a huge move. Yeah, because they were the first play I took because I Saturday night I checked.
All right. Texas Tech minus 8.5 against Houston. Fantastic. I've got Miami minus 4.5 against FSU. What a dumb line that is. How in the world is Miami only 4.5 against FSU after the freaking performance that FSU put up last week? Miami is good. They're not that good. They're much better than FSU. Give me 4.5 against FSU.
The first words out of your mouth next week are going to be, "What a smart line that was."
Like, wow, Vegas really knows something, huh? Last regular play I've got here. This one, I think it's very crucial. This line where it's at. The only reason I took it. I've got Mississippi State plus 14.5 against A&M. The half point was crucial. The half point was very crucial there. So Mississippi State 14.5 against A&M. Then we got the perfect parlay. Theme of the perfect parlay this week: dogs. Okay, we've got dogs in this perfect. First line we got. Funny. New Mexico State plus 2.5 against Sam Houston State. What a dog shit game that's going to be.
Perfect parlay is going to die Thursday night.
I got a better dog shit game for you, dude.
What horrible game. But hey, they're an underdog plus 2.5. New Mexico against Sam Houston State, so I got to take them. This one's questionable. I would have taken the reverse of it, but given the fact that my track record is not so good these past couple of weeks, I'm going to go with kind of a gut feeling of this could go this way. Second leg of the perfect parlay is Maryland plus 6.5 against Washington.
Great pick.
I think that it would have been a much safer bet if it was plus 7.5, but 6.5, I feel confident that they can get somewhere within that range. So Maryland plus 6.5, another underdog there, another dog. I've got Virginia plus 6.5 against Louisville. I think Virginia is going to ride some momentum there after beating FSU there in the last minute. I'm going to take Virginia plus 6.5. So another dog there for Louisville. Then the last leg that I have in the perfect parlay is another dog shit game. UConn minus 7.5 versus FIU. The only reason that this fits the themes because UConn is the Huskies, therefore they are a dog. They fit in the perfect parlay. So UConn minus 7.5 against FIU. This perfect parlay is probably one of my most horrific creations I have in my entire life, but we're going to ride with it because shit, nothing else is working. So New Mexico State plus 2.5 against Sam Houston, Maryland plus 6.5 against Washington, Virginia plus 6.5 against Louisville, and then UConn minus 7.5 against FIU. I will see you guys next week when I go 0 and everything.
Love it. You want me to go, Brandon, or you got it?
You can go. It's fine.
Okay. So I have 11 plays. I looked at myself.
Jeez.
I looked at myself long and hard in the mirror. Okay. Long and hard in the mirror on Sunday. And I said, have some control. And then I looked at the slate and I didn't have any control. So, so we're just going to run down the line. I have a bunch of duplicates, with Josh, but I'll highlight those as I get there. But we'll start with the first one. Iowa State plus 1.5 at Cincinnati. I don't know. That line doesn't make sense to me. Iowa State's almost top 10 team in the country. Like, I know Cincinnati just came off a big win, but like a dog, that doesn't make sense. So we're going to ride that line. Next play, Boise. I doubted them last week, and I'm not going to doubt them this week, but I'm not going to take them on the spread. I'm taking over 62.5. I think there might be 1,000,000 points scored in this game between Boise and Notre Dame. Notre Dame gets in the shootouts. Boise puts up points. We'll see. I'm going to do the opposite of Josh in the Virginia game, and I'm going to take Louisville minus 6.5, actually. I think where you think they're riding the high, I think they're going to have a hangover. Going to Louisville, coming off a big win. I don't know.
You're right.
Feels like a letdown spot where everybody's going to bet Virginia plus 6.5, and Louisville's going to cover.
And Louisville's a dump, so I don't know.
Oh, I agree with you there.
They might go to a Mexican restaurant, get tacos taken from them. I don't know.
Oh, man. All right. My next play, the vibes pick, purely vibes pick, Vandy plus 10.5. I'm with Josh on this one. The fact that I get to take Vanderbilt in a 2-possession dog with game day there. It's got all the vibes, and I'll be watching for sure. So my next play, and this was kind of part of my theme this week. I didn't really want to take this line, but I have 4 teams who are undefeated against the spread this year. I'm trying to find something. So first one is James Madison. I'm going to take them minus 19.5 against Georgia State, not Georgia Southern, Georgia State. Yeah, they are 4-0 or 5-0 against the spread, so should be able to cover that, hopefully. Here's my favorite play of the week. You guys ready for this? Miami of Ohio is going to Northern
Oh,
Illinois this week.
Okay.
And I'm taking under 38.5. And here's why. Did you see the final score of Northern Illinois' game last week?
Yep.
It was 6-3. What an electric factory. I would like to, for everybody listening, read the drive-by-drive recap, because both of these teams ran 7+ minute drives to start the game, and both kicked a field goal to tie it up 3-3 with like 14 minutes left in the second. Then from there it went punt, downs, punt, 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 end of half, interception, punt, punt, interception, punt, 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 interception, downs, punt, punt, and then San Diego State scored a game-winning field goal.
Yeah.
So I will be riding under 38.5 in that game, and they might not score more than 10. So anyways, moving on, I'm taking another under. I'm going to take the Texas Florida under. I think both those teams are just trash, and all the SEC games have been like real tight, low scoring games. So I'm going to ride under 41.5 there. Another team that is undefeated against the spread, and I have the same line as Josh here. I'm going to take Texas Tech -8.5 at Houston. Moving on, same thing here. Mississippi State, I'm taking them +14.5 as well. They are 5-0, I think, against the spread. This is my too many points of the week.
Good pick.
Thank you, sir. Over 2 touchdowns. I mean, I know it's at A&M, but Mississippi State's a good team. They were at home against Tennessee last week.
Yep.
Either way, 14 points is a lot for a good SEC game. So, I'll take that. No problem. Next pick, I'm going to take TCU -13.5 against Colorado. They are at home against Colorado. I think this is a bounce back game for TCU after coming off a tough loss at Arizona State. So, and the line is big here. I think if it was any bigger, I would have not touched it, but 13.5 is a good line. So I'll take that. And then my final play is going to be another team that is undefeated against the spread. I'll be taking Memphis -20.5 hosting Tulsa this week.
We have a lot of us some of the same games, but just different plays. No UDR this week.
Dude,
Oh.
that's like 4 weeks in a row. Mike is going to be pissed.
Key for me this week is just finding something. I've gone with 10 picks consistently, and I decided to make my card smaller this week and really focus on my picks. So I did 9.
Congratulations.
This week, hey, we're gonna have a good week this week. First one, Kansas State and Baylor. I'm taking under 61.5.
Wow.
I think Baylor is a better football team than we are. I think that Kansas State will not score 34. Baylor will put some points up. I don't see the overhitting here. Next, I'm with Josh. I've got Texas -6.5 against Florida. I think Texas should go in there. I think it'll be a close game, but they should win by a touchdown. Next, also, I'm on Maryland +6.5 against Washington. I think Maryland wins outright. They're undefeated. I think Maryland's a good football team. I won't be shocked when we come back next week and they were outright dog winners.
I'm sorry, EP.
Next, I'm with Justin in this Miami, Ohio, and Northern Illinois game, but I have -5.5 for Miami of Ohio. I think it's to be like a
Ooh.
7-0 final. But I'm taking the Red Hawks. I think the Red Hawks. Is that it? Yeah. Red Hawks 5.5. We're gonna stay in the MAC. I'm gonna take Central Michigan -8.5 against Akron. Akron might also not score, so I think Central Michigan can score 10. Vandy and Bama, I'm on the over 55.5. I think both teams will put some points up. Maybe like a 30 to 35 type game somewhere in there. But we'll see. I'm kind of hesitant on that one. I liked the under, so that's why I took the over. Also, I think a lot of points will be scored here. I'm on the over in Texas Tech and Houston. 50.5 just seems pretty low. With Josh again, Miami -4.5 against FSU. Big game for Gus Malzahn. He already got his big win of the year against Bama, so Miami should come in and roll Florida State, I believe. And then last pick, if this does not hit, this team is dead to me for the rest of the year. I'm trying it one more time because it was a wagon and they're letting me down recently. I'm taking the over in the A&M and Mississippi State game at 55.5 also.
Some solid cards here.
I don't know. I'm just trying to find something, man.
So, to your point, Brandon, yeah, we're all three of us are picking similar games, but we have some differences. You know, like we all three might be on a different thing on a specific game. Whatever that fourth thing is that we don't,
Take it.
that's what's going to.
Yeah. So, like, for example, in the Miami of Ohio game, they're going to lose outright and the over is going to hit.
Yep,
Yeah, 100%.
exactly.
Well, big game Saturday. Gonna find out more again how our team is. Bounce house after dark. Any parting words?
I hope it doesn't rain, but we don't lose in the rain. Don't give
all
up on
rain.
this team and show up because we need that place rocking if we want any chance. So I mean, yeah, those would have been my parting words. It's just
Hey,
don't
so-
give up on this team yet.
So now it's Scott Frost has won however many consecutive home games
Home games, yeah.
as UCF coach.
Did you also did you see the game notes they posted earlier today?
I did not.
Apparently I was reading like the bullet points they put at the top, and apparently we're 0-5 all time against teams from the state of Kansas. So
That doesn't
let's-
shock me.
let's
Yeah,
just
like-
get a win.
Well, 7:30 Saturday, ESPN The Deuce. Currently 4.5-point dogs over under 54.5. 5:30 Mountain for our friends in Boise. Go Knights, charge on.
Georgia.
Sure, John.